Hi, I'm here with Doug Sherman. He is assistant to the president of New England Tech, and we're in this unbelievable new building here in East Greenwich. Doug, tell me a little bit about what it was like, the actual process to move into this building. I know it took a long time, and what it's like to actually be here now.
Well, it's great to be here now. We've been working on this project for about 3 years now, starting with the architects, Secosio and Associates. We worked with each individual department within New England Tech to design their individual space in the building, a process that took probably about a year and a half. Then we spent another year and a half actually building what we had designed. So everybody so far is real happy. Faculty, staff, students are responding very, very well to the building.
And what was it like I know it took a long time to kind of pull all of this together, and to actually to be in here now is just amazing to look around, to see the architecture, just the interior design, all the students that are here.
Right.
What was it like to actually get to that point?
It was a lot of work. It was a lot of work on a lot of people's parts. And as I mentioned, the meetings, the multiple meetings with the individual departments to make sure that their space was designed to their needs was really important to us. I think as we walk around today, you'll see the result, and I think it's pretty favorable. All of the academic departments have been extremely happy with their new labs and teaching spaces.
Great. So we're going to take a look at New England Tech, at this new building here in East Greenwich, and we're going to take a little tour so you can all see what it's like.
Coming up next, a look inside New England Tech's new library.
So Doug, this is the new library. This is amazing. Tell me a little bit about what goes on in here.
Well, it's 27,000 square feet compared to the 9,000 square feet we had on Post Road, and it includes a really nice mix of collaboration rooms for the students to work in small groups, including the 2 rooms to our right, which allows students to go in with laptops and connect up to 6 laptops, be able to display those laptops on a large television screen, and very easily transition from one laptop to another by the click of a button.
So Doug, we just took a look at the library. Amazing. Where's our next stop?
Next stop is Allied Health on the 3rd floor. This is the nursing simulation lab used by our nursing students to practice the various skills that they need in order to prepare themselves for the national certification exam. We have a couple of students here demonstrating certain skills they've learned in the classroom to an instructor, and the instructor is ensuring that the students are performing those skills properly. Yeah, the room, it's a very high-tech room. As you can see, we've tried to emulate the real-life setting as close as we can, and I think we've done a pretty good job. There are cameras in this room in the ceilings that allow faculty members to capture video of students demonstrating skills in a real-life scenario. Then that video can be reviewed by the faculty member and the students to talk about what the student did right, what the student needs to work on, and so on. So they're making their mistakes here in the lab versus out in their clinical experiences.
And Doug, with healthcare being such a growing field right now, what better place to get training for that kind of career?
When I was in high school, I didn't have enough confidence to follow through on a lot of the projects and assignments that I was given. I had a very difficult time in math, and I dropped out in the 11th grade. When I dropped out of high school, I worked a lot of gen ed jobs. I found myself unable to provide for my family. After I got my GED, I went to another college where I felt very lost and overwhelmed. I received an invitation to New England Tech and came for a tour of the college. And when I came to New England Tech and saw what the nursing program here had to offer, the instructors here at New England Tech are very passionate about nursing. I felt welcomed in the school. I felt like I would be able to actually succeed. New England Tech was the only college that allowed me to tour the lab before enrolling into the program. The only college that had a simulation lab. We're able to work on the mannequins, and they can talk to us. They have blood pressures, they have lung sounds. And our instructors set up simulations so that they resemble real-life situations. I'm excited to get into the field of nursing and to be able to advocate for my patients and become part of a field that takes care of other people when they need care the most. And I feel very confident that I'm going to find a job in nursing immediately after leaving New England Tech.
Coming up next, an inside look at surgical technology.
So here we are at our surgical technology lab. As we enter, you'll see a locker room. You'll see the scrub sinks that are used in the hospital where the students have to get into their surgical gowns. They've got to scrub for the appropriate amount of time to get ready for a surgery. Then they'll walk into one of our surgical suites where a faculty member will actually act as the surgeon, and the student will have to pass the appropriate instruments at the appropriate time. We have a student preparing to come on in to demonstrate a skill to one of our faculty members. So what skill are they going to demonstrate today?
What they're going to do today is they're going to perform gowning and gloving. They're going to come up to the table, and they're going to pass instrumentation back and forth, and with different techniques, make sure they do it properly.
So you're acting as the surgeon, and
I will act as the surgeon.
And they'll listen, and they'll pass you the appropriate instruments when called for.
That's correct. The only difference is that if I was a surgeon, I'd be in my sterile attire.
Right.
That's
Okay.
It's a wonderful feeding program for surgical technology.
Get a hands-on, real-world education.
The New England Tech grad always seems to be, well, you know, here I am. Where do you want me to go? They're very excited and exuberant about their experiences. When we are hiring New England Tech grads, we are looking for surgical technologists with confidence and skill, with a great knowledge foundation and as well as skill foundation.
Coming up next, an inside look at the physical therapy program.
We expose the students to the most advanced technologies in the field that they're studying. It's one of the things that New England Tech prides itself on, is to make sure that the students are exposed to the theory that they need, but also to the latest and greatest technology being used in the field. You saw that in our nursing lab, and you're going to see that here in our physical therapy lab.
And the students are actually getting ready to work on actual simulated patients.
Correct. Yeah, they're learning a set of skills in a lecture class right now, and they're getting ready to apply those skills in a lab setting.
Okay, and we can take a look at what they're actually doing.
The students are working in the physical therapy lab right now on working with patients who are in phase 2 cardiac rehab. They may have had a myocardial infarction or a cardiac surgery such as CABG or stent placement, where they are now in phase 2 cardiac rehab and they're exercising at a safe level.
I looked at New England Institute of Technology because of their physical therapist assistant program. When I came here for an interview, I was extremely impressed with the facility, the equipment that they had, and I also liked the fact that it was going to be just an 18-month program versus going to school for 3 more years. I was working with a lot of clients who were coming in and having injuries, so I felt that the combination of my background as a personal trainer and then learning the physical therapy assistant program here would be a great marriage. The class size here at New England Institute of Technology is wonderful. The physical therapy labs that we have, there's usually between about 8 to 10 people, so there's a lot of hands-on practice. The instructors are right there to help you as much as you possibly can. They really want you to succeed. They have open labs here if you want to come and practice. If you're having any problems with any of the other classes, they have an academic skills center here, which I've used quite a bit. And the teachers there are fabulous too. The first week that I was here, I remember looking around at a lot of the students and thinking, not only am I old enough to be their mother, but some of them are, I might be old enough to be their grandmother. But actually the difference in age is wonderful because I have a great appreciation and admiration for the younger students, and I know that they have a lot of appreciation and respect for me. I feel extremely confident about the academic structure here at New England Institute of Technology. I'm extremely impressed with all of the instructors. Not only are they very knowledgeable, but they all have great teaching styles. There is so much more for me to learn. However, when I went to my clinical, which is part of the placement of quarter 3, I felt very prepared to go there.